Not all assets build wealth. Some destroy it quietly. Millions of retirees believe they're financially secure, only to realize too late that their so-called investments are bleeding them dry. From timeshare traps to depreciating real estate and overhyped annuities, these money pits kill your financial freedom. Traditional financial advice won't warn you because the system profits when you lose. Today, we're exposing the 10 worst assets that are secretly making retirees poor. If you care about your retirement, personal finance, and generational wealth, this is the video you can't afford to skip. Number 1. A new car. There's something incredibly special about driving a brand new car, especially the smell of it. It's intoxicating, drawing you in so deeply that the moment you drive your dream car off the lot, it feels like winning the lottery. In those first moments, perhaps even for days or weeks after owning that car, you feel on top of the world. But the reality is, the moment you drive that car off the lot, it loses 15% of its value. If you bought a new car to show off to friends and family, or simply because it's your passion, then that car is not an investment. If you spent $40,000 on that new car, you've already lost $6,000 the second you drive it away. Within 5 years, that $40,000 car could be worth just $20,000, and the loan you still owe might be even more than the car's value. It's not hard to imagine that your $40,000 car could end up costing you $50,000 in total, plus the down payment. Interestingly, retirees who are financially comfortable avoid falling into this trap. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, has been driving the same old Cadillac for years because he understands that buying a new car isn't a real investment, it's just a money pit. So what's a smarter approach? Instead of buying a brand new car, consider getting a 2 to 3-year-old used car like a Honda or Toyota. These cars still have all the features of a new model, are durable, and often come with a warranty. More importantly, you'll save between $10,000 and $15,000 compared to buying a brand new $40,000 car. And if you're really tempted to buy that new car, think about this. If you took that $40,000 and invested it in an index fund for 10 years, you'd have about $85,000. So is that new car smell really worth losing $45,000 of potential investment growth? The financial decisions we make today will shape our future. And sometimes, instead of chasing after short-lived moments of happiness, we should focus on building a more stable, secure future, one that ensures comfort and freedom in the years to come. Number 2. Timeshare vacations. Second on this list is timeshare vacations, an idea that can easily turn your dream retirement into a nightmare. Many of us, when we think of retirement, imagine owning a vacation home, a place where we can escape the harsh winter and retreat to a warm, peaceful spot to enjoy our golden years. This is the tempting promise offered by timeshare programs. However, what you need to understand is that the economics of timeshares are far from the same as buying a second home. You're required to pay a hefty upfront fee, sometimes as much as $20,000, and the interest rates are often sky-high, 15%, 16%, even 18%. Then there are annual maintenance fees. Initially, it might be only $800 a year or $800 every 6 months, but over time, that fee increases. By the time you've fully paid off your timeshare, you could be paying more than $2,000 a year, and in return, you might only use it a handful of times, perhaps 6, 7, or 8 times throughout the entire ownership period. But the real shock comes when you try to sell it. Unlike a vacation home where you can resell and recoup your money after owning it for a while, timeshares are virtually impossible to sell. The reason is that timeshare companies don't offer resale benefits as they want you to purchase a new timeshare from them instead. So, what do financially savvy retirees do? They simply book a room where they want to go. If they want to spend 2 weeks in Hawaii, they go to Hawaii. If they want to ski in the mountains in the winter, they do that too. But they aren't tied down to going to Hawaii every year or skiing in the mountains every winter. More importantly, they aren't locked into a long-term financial commitment for something they can't easily sell. They've chosen a more flexible way of vacationing, one that's not burdened with financial commitments that require ongoing yearly payments without any long-term benefits. When you retire, you deserve the freedom to choose how you want to live without the weight of financial obligations dragging you down. Instead of investing in a vacation dream that could turn into a financial burden, you can choose a simpler, smarter, and more cost-effective approach for a truly comfortable retirement life. Number 3. Luxury items. Third on this list are luxury items, things you buy to impress others, with a price tag that often costs you more than just money, but sometimes even your financial security. A pricey watch or designer handbag might make you feel successful, but in reality, I found that people who own these items are often struggling financially. The irony? Those who face financial challenges often feel the need to convince themselves that they aren't lacking anything. And so, they rush out to buy expensive items, trying to prove something to themselves and others. Meanwhile, the truly wealthy, the ones with significant assets, don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. They don't need luxury items to show their success. I've met many of these people who still wear simple clothes and wouldn't dream of spending excessively on a handbag or a watch. This reveals an important truth. Financially successful people usually don't splurge on unnecessary luxuries. For them, real value lies in long-term financial stability and smart spending choices. Take Warren Buffett, one of the world's greatest investors, who still lives in the house he bought back in 1958. His story is a living testament to how one can live simply and enjoy wealth without needing to flaunt it. In fact, a good rule of thumb in retirement is that if a luxury item you want to buy costs more than 1% of your total savings, then it might not be something worth spending on. You need to think carefully about what you truly need and avoid letting luxury items divert you from managing your finances wisely. The truth is, the things you own are not a measure of your wealth. True wealth lies in your financial security and the ability to enjoy life without worrying about money. Remember, material possessions won't bring lasting happiness. True happiness comes from financial freedom, peace of mind, and the ability to build a stable future for yourself and your family. Number 4. Lottery tickets and gambling. Fourth on this list are lottery tickets and gambling, what I call the tax of hope. The odds of winning the Powerball, one of the biggest lotteries in the U.S., are 1 in 292 million. Sure, we all dream and hope that one day we'll become rich by winning the lottery, but the reality is the chances of becoming a millionaire through the lottery are extremely small. These numbers are simple. The average American spends about $400 a year on lottery tickets. If you invested that money into a reasonable investment fund, in 10 years, it could grow to over $6,000. With the same amount of money, if you invest in safe, stable funds, you'll see steady growth over time. Wealthy people, those who maintain financial stability in retirement, don't bet on the uncertainty of the lottery or gambling. They invest in income-generating assets that offer long-term growth and stability, such as dividend-paying stocks, bond yields, and other safe investments that provide consistent cash flow. A lottery ticket, for the vast majority of players, won't create any cash flow for them. And if you see buying lottery tickets as a form of entertainment, think about this. I suggest you allocate a very small portion of your retirement savings fund for this, perhaps 0.1% of what you've saved for retirement. Treat it as a small, harmless expense for fun, but don't fall into the temptation of believing you're investing in a $10 million, $20 million, or even $100 million prize. The chances of that happening are astronomically low. In reality, lottery and gambling are not wise financial strategies. People who are truly financially successful don't rely on luck. They seek out stable and predictable opportunities. They build their wealth through smart decisions, calculated investments, and patience. So, when you start thinking that a lottery ticket might change your life, remember that true, lasting wealth doesn't come from chance opportunities. It comes from consistency and sound financial strategy. Think carefully before spending on things you cannot control, and instead of dreaming about the uncertain, invest responsibly in your future. Number 5. Credit card debt. Fifth on this list is credit card debt, the destroyer of retirement funds. Nothing can drain your retirement savings faster than credit card debt. Let me explain. That small plastic card in your wallet may seem harmless, but in reality, it's one of the biggest dangers in your financial life. The truth is, any purchase you put on a credit card, if you don't pay it off by the end of the month, will accrue interest at an average rate of about 20% per year. 20%. Just $5,000 in credit card debt, if you only make the minimum payment each month, will cost you over $10,000 in interest over the next 15 years. So you'll end up paying $15,000 for $5,000 worth of expenses. And I bet that $5,000 wasn't spent on things that will enrich your life, like it would be for most people. This is truly heartbreaking, because credit card debt isn't just a loan, it's a long-lasting financial burden that robs you of the opportunity to save and invest for the future. Retirees who are financially savvy are extremely disciplined with their use of credit cards. They rarely carry a balance, and if they do use a credit card, they pay it off in full by the end of each month. They may use the card for perks like rewards points or cash back, but they never spend on things they don't intend to pay for right away. Most importantly, they pay off the balance immediately to avoid accumulating debt. This isn't just a good financial habit, it's a sustainable lifestyle strategy that shields personal finances from the sweet traps credit cards can lay. Credit cards aren't your enemy, but if you don't control them, they can become a double-edged sword. So, when you have a credit card, you need to stay sharp and disciplined by only spending on things you can afford to pay off immediately. The thrill of spending, even when you don't have the money, only gives you temporary happiness, but sacrifices your financial security in the long run. Managing credit cards isn't about cutting them out entirely. It's about controlling them. Don't let them control you, and don't let short-term spending pull you away from your long-term goals. For those preparing for retirement, maintaining solid finances is crucial, and credit cards, if not managed properly, can destroy everything you've worked for in your lifetime. Use your credit cards as a smart tool, but don't let them become a burden for the rest of your life. Number 6. Expensive supplements and health treatments. Sixth on this list are expensive supplements and health treatments, a health trap. We all want to stay healthy as we grow older, but the industries behind these products know that, and they exploit our worries. Many supplements, treatments, and miracle drugs are heavily marketed to retirees, yet in reality, most of them offer little to no real benefits. They only make you feel better for a brief moment. Americans spend over $35 billion every year on health supplements, a staggering number that clearly reflects the power of this industry in marketing solutions that don't actually work. If you're a retiree spending thousands of dollars on supplements, hoping they'll give you lasting health to enjoy your later years, you may just be wasting money on things that don't provide any real value. Before deciding to buy any health product or treatment, consult your doctor. Many truly effective health improvements, such as regular walking, eating well, getting enough sleep, or simply reducing stress through yoga or meditation, can provide enormous benefits to your health, and they're often either free or very low cost. These simple practices can help you live much healthier and happier than spending money on expensive supplements with vague results. Look at people who live healthy lives. They don't rely on pills or miracle treatments. They understand that health isn't something you can buy with money, but rather the result of a long-term healthy lifestyle, balanced nutrition, and regular exercise. These are the key factors that help you maintain sustainable health. Meanwhile, promises of miracle treatments are often just tactics from the supplement companies to get you to spend large amounts of money without any real results. And I want you to remember that health can't be bought through expensive pills or supplements. Health comes from the daily habits we choose, taking care of ourselves with simple but highly effective actions. Invest in your health with practical steps and a commitment to living a healthy lifestyle, instead of falling for products or methods that have no real foundation. Number 7. Overextending yourself for adult children. Seventh on this list is overhelping adult children. Sometimes this can have unintended consequences. We all love our children and grandchildren, and we want to help them, especially when we have the ability to do so. But one of the biggest factors that can drain your finances in retirement is helping or overhelping grown children and other family members. Statistics show that parents in the U.S. spend, on average, over $500 a month supporting their adult children. Add that up over 10 years and it's a staggering amount, $60,000. That money could have been used to prepare for the final years of your retirement when you truly need it. Don't get me wrong, helping family is a wonderful thing, but not at the expense of your own financial security. Remember, your children can take out loans for college, buy a home, or start a business, but you can't take out a loan for retirement. It's important to set clear boundaries when it comes to financial help, and this isn't selfish, it's responsible. The best gift you can give your family is not becoming a financial burden to them in the future because you were too generous today. When you retire, you need to have enough financial stability to care for yourself without relying on your children. You can't let short-term expenses, even those made out of love, strip you of your financial freedom for the future. This doesn't mean you don't love your children, it means you're showing real love by ensuring that you can take care of yourself, which will give them peace of mind and remove the worry about your well-being down the line. Think about this. The greatest gift you can give your family isn't the money you provide them today, but rather your preparation for your retirement years, so you can live freely and happily without depending on anyone. By creating financial stability for yourself, you'll also be able to support your loved ones in a sustainable and lasting way. Number 8. Whole life insurance. Eighth on this list is whole life insurance, a slow-moving financial trap. Many retirees still hold on to whole life insurance policies, believing they are protecting their families and making a smart investment. However, the reality is quite different. These policies often combine low-yield investments with unnecessarily high insurance coverage. For example, a $500,000 life insurance policy for a 65-year-old might only cost around $2,000 a year, while a whole life insurance policy could cost up to $15,000 a year. That $13,000 difference, if invested elsewhere, could generate much higher returns. Many financially savvy retirees have opted for term life insurance instead of whole life, using the difference to invest in index funds, bonds, or other safe, low-cost investments. This allows them to maximize their returns while ensuring long-term financial security. If you already have a whole life insurance policy, you might want to consider a 1035 exchange to switch to a more effective investment. It's wise to consult with an independent financial advisor, not an insurance salesperson, to explore this option and ensure they have your best interest at heart, not the interests of the company they represent. Independent financial advisors truly work for you, helping you make informed decisions rather than focusing on selling insurance products. As you prepare for retirement, it's crucial to think carefully about how you use your assets. A whole life insurance policy may not be the best solution, especially when you could invest that money in opportunities that offer higher returns and provide long-term financial stability. Sometimes financial security doesn't come from expensive insurance decisions, but from understanding and making the right choices about how you invest and protect your wealth. Remember, insurance is an important part of your financial plan, but you need to make sure it doesn't become a financial burden that could prevent you from enjoying a fulfilling and free retirement. Number 9. Expensive home upgrades. Ninth on this list is costly home upgrades, a way to drain your retirement savings. I understand the urge to make your retirement home perfect, but the reality is renovations rarely provide value proportional to the money you spend. And even worse, they often end up costing more than you originally planned. For example, a typical kitchen renovation costs about $25,000, but it may only increase the value of the home by about $15,000. So, after completing the new kitchen, you've effectively lost $10,000. This doesn't make sense, especially when you consider spending a large amount of money on something that doesn't bring lasting value. Instead of large-scale renovations, why not try small upgrades that can significantly improve your quality of life? Simple changes like repainting walls, upgrading lighting systems, or improving accessibility for seniors not only cost very little, but also bring a lot of benefits. from enhancing your living experience to increasing your home's value sustainably. These changes don't require a large investment, yet they can make your home more beautiful, comfortable, and, most importantly, give you peace of mind during your retirement years. If you really need a major renovation, make sure to gather multiple quotes from contractors, sign a clear contract, and add at least a 20% contingency budget on top of your original estimate to cover any unexpected costs. This will help you stay in control and avoid unpleasant surprises when the project is complete. Remember, your home is where you'll live and enjoy your retirement years, but don't let it become a financial burden. Small, reasonable, and smart upgrades are the decisions that will allow you to enjoy life without worrying about money. Sometimes, perfection doesn't come from expensive renovations, but from simple, satisfying changes that bring comfort and peace of mind.
Number 10. Too large homes. 10th on this list is owning a home that's too large, a hollow nest that empties your wallet. Many of us, upon retiring, choose large homes that were originally designed for families with children. These big homes not only have a lot of space, but they also come with huge costs, including property taxes, utility bills, cleaning, and maintenance. All these expenses drain your finances just to heat, cool, and maintain spaces you hardly ever use. A 2,500 square foot home can cost a fortune each year for repairs, cleaning, and keeping appliances running, while you might not even need all those rooms. Moving from a 2,500 square foot house to a 1,500 square foot home could save you anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 a year. That's a significant amount of savings that could be better invested in more important goals for your retirement. However, if moving doesn't seem like the right option for you, there are plenty of creative alternatives. Could you rent out a room in your house? Perhaps you could turn part of your home into a rental space like an Airbnb, generating extra income while optimizing your space. Or you could share the house with a friend or family member to cut down on expenses. Choosing the right living situation is key to protecting your retirement savings and preventing it from slowly depleting. That's why it's crucial to reassess whether your current home is truly suited to your new retirement lifestyle. Many people choose to live in homes that are just too big for their needs. These vast spaces can become a burden, forcing you to spend money on things you don't really need. Making a change, whether it's downsizing to a smaller home or finding creative ways to maximize your space, are smart choices that help preserve your finances while allowing you to enjoy retirement comfortably. Don't let your housing decisions cause financial stress. Seek a balance between your living space and finances so you can focus on what truly matters in life, like family, health, and the small joys you deserve to enjoy during your retirement years. Review this list and check if there are one or two factors that may be depleting your retirement funds that you haven't considered before. If the answer is yes, that's actually a positive sign. Recognizing these financial drains is the initial step in sealing any gaps and securing a more stable and protected retirement ahead. To enjoy a rewarding and stress-free retirement, focus on what truly matters and avoid the pitfalls that could strip you of the financial independence you're entitled to.